Money is not something you must chase. It is something you must align with. The riches of the universe are as boundless as the air you breathe, waiting to pour into your life the moment you open the door of your mind. That door is opened by faith, spoken through words of power, and sealed by the absolute expectation of good. When you speak, your words are seeds planted in the garden of the invisible. Speak lack, and lack will grow. Speak abundance, and abundance will multiply. The money you desire already exists in the unseen, circulating, moving, seeking an open channel. You are that channel when you believe without doubt. To attract huge sums of money in 48 hours or less, you must strip away fear, for fear is the great robber of fortune. Declare boldly, I am a magnet for divine supply. Large sums of money now flow to me quickly and in perfect ways. Feel the truth of it in your bones, as if the money were already in your hands. The law of your mind does not wait for tomorrow. It acts upon your word the instant you release it with unwavering trust. Money is attracted through alignment, not pursuit. This means that wealth is not something you must desperately run after, grasping at every opportunity in fear that it might slip away. Instead, it is something that comes to you naturally when your inner state is in harmony with the energy of abundance. Chasing money from a place of lack only sends a signal to the universe that you do not yet have enough, and the universe reflects that belief back to you. When you align with wealth, you act, speak, and think as though prosperity is your natural condition, just as air is the natural condition for breathing. This alignment is not forced. It is a calm, assured knowing that what you desire is already yours in the unseen. True alignment begins in thought. If your mind is full of fear, self-doubt, and the constant calculation of how much you lack, you are pushing money away without even realizing it. You may work harder, take on more tasks, and still feel as if you are running in place. But when your inner dialogue changes from I need money to I live in a state of unlimited supply, everything outside begins to change too. This is because the law of mind is simple, like attracts like. What you consistently feel and believe becomes the magnet that shapes your reality. Actions born from alignment are different from actions born from desperation. A person acting from alignment might take a single inspired step that opens a golden door, while another, driven by fear, might take 100 exhausting steps and find nothing. In alignment, you move with ease, guided by intuition, and you recognize opportunities because your inner state is already expecting them. This is why people who feel abundant often find themselves lucky. They are attuned to the frequency where wealth flows. Your words play a vital role in this process. Speaking about struggle, debt, or impossibility reinforces misalignment. Speaking about overflowing supply, unexpected blessings, and divine timing strengthens the bond between your inner state and your desired reality. When you say, I am a magnet for money, with conviction, you are not trying to convince the universe, you are convincing yourself, and your belief is the true key that unlocks abundance. Alignment also requires trust. You must trust that the universe, God, or the infinite source is capable of bringing you what you desire in ways you cannot imagine. This trust allows you to relax and stop forcing outcomes. It replaces strain with faith, and faith is the highest form of alignment. When you are truly aligned, money often comes when you are not looking for it, as though it was always on its way and you finally stepped into its path. This is the effortless flow of abundance, and it is yours the moment your mind, words, and actions reflect the truth that wealth is already part of who you are. Words are seeds, and every word you speak plants something in the garden of your life. This garden is your subconscious mind, which receives your words without question, nurturing them into reality according to their nature. When you speak affirmations of abundance, you plant seeds that grow into opportunities, financial blessings, and unexpected wealth. When you speak of lack, struggle, and limitation, you plant weeds that choke out prosperity. The universe listens to your words, but more importantly, your own mind listens, and it shapes your reality to match what it consistently hears. Every statement you make is like dropping a seed into fertile soil. You may not see the plant instantly, but beneath the surface, the roots begin to form, and the manifestation process is underway. This is why speaking with intention is powerful. Each word carries a vibration that either aligns you with abundance or pushes it away. The most potent seeds are those spoken with feeling. A simple phrase like money flows to me easily and quickly, can move mountains if said with joy, conviction, and certainty. The energy behind your words is the sunlight and water that make your seeds grow. Many people sabotage themselves by planting seeds of lack without realizing it. They casually say, "I can't afford that," or "I never have enough money," not understanding that these declarations are orders to their subconscious mind. Over time, the subconscious works tirelessly to fulfill these orders, ensuring they experience more situations where they cannot afford things and never have enough. The key is to become mindful, to guard your speech as you would guard precious treasure. When you replace these limiting statements with words of power, you begin to reprogram your mind for abundance. It is not necessary to see immediate results to believe your seeds are growing. Just as a farmer does not dig up a seed the next day to check on it, you must allow your spoken words the time to work in the unseen before they appear in the seen. Impatience can uproot the process, while faith allows it to blossom. This is why consistent, daily affirmations are so effective. They keep the soil rich and the conditions perfect for your harvest. To make your words work faster, speak in the present tense, as if what you desire has already happened. Say, "I now receive large sums of money," instead of "I will receive," for the latter keeps the blessing always in the future. The subconscious mind works best with the language of now. Each time you speak your desired reality as present, you reinforce the belief that it is already unfolding, and the universe rushes to meet that vibration. In truth, your life today is the sum of the seeds you planted yesterday through words and thoughts. If you wish to attract wealth in the next 48 hours or less, start planting the seeds of abundance now. Speak as if you are already rich, and soon your harvest will match the richness of your speech. Remove fear and doubt, for they are the silent thieves of fortune. Fear is a shadow that blocks the light of abundance, and doubt is the chain that keeps opportunity from reaching you. Both work subtly, often disguising themselves as being realistic or playing it safe, yet they are the very forces that hold wealth at a distance. When you fear not having enough, you send a signal of lack into the universe, and that signal must be matched with more lack. When you doubt the arrival of your supply, you cancel the order you have already placed in the invisible. The law is unwavering faith opens the door, while fear and doubt slam it shut. Fear often begins as a small thought, a whisper in the mind saying, "What if it doesn't work? What if I lose everything? What if it's impossible?" Left unchecked, this whisper becomes a roar that drowns out all possibility. Doubt creeps in the same way, questioning whether you deserve abundance or whether it can really come as quickly as you desire. These thoughts may seem harmless, but they are seeds of failure, and the moment you allow them to take root, they begin shaping your experience. The first step to removing fear and doubt is recognizing that they have no real power except the power you give them. They are illusion shadows cast by your own mind, and they vanish the moment you shine the light of truth upon them. The truth is that you live in an abundant universe, that supply is infinite, and that you are worthy of every blessing you can imagine. Each time fear or doubt rises, you must answer it immediately with a declaration of faith. If fear says you will fail, you respond, "Everything I desire comes to me in perfect ways." If doubt says it's too late, you affirm, "My blessings are right on time." Replacing fear and doubt is not about pretending they do not exist. It is about refusing to agree with them. You may feel the flutter of uncertainty, but you choose not to let it steer your decisions. Instead, you keep your focus fixed on the outcome you desire, speaking and acting as if it were already here. This deliberate choice shifts your energy from hesitation to certainty, and certainty is magnetic to abundance. The removal of fear and doubt also requires you to keep your environment free from negative influences. Conversations filled with complaints, news stories about economic collapse, and people who constantly expect the worst all feed the seeds of fear. Guard your mind as you would guard a treasure chest, because your mind is exactly that the container of your future wealth. When fear and doubt are gone, faith flows freely. You become a clear channel for prosperity, unblocked and open to receive. In that openness, wealth rushes toward you, often faster than you believed possible, because nothing is left to resist it. With faith as your constant companion, abundance is not a matter of if, but when, and the when is always now. Release the how, for it is not your concern. The moment you decide exactly how money must come to you, you place a limit on the limitless. The universe works in infinite ways, drawing from channels you have never seen and connections you could never plan. When you cling to a single path, insisting that wealth must arrive through one specific job, one client, or one investment, you close yourself off to the countless other avenues through which abundance could flow. The how is the work of the divine law. Your work is to decide what you want, claim it with faith, and allow it to arrive in its own perfect manner. Releasing the how is an act of trust. It says, I believe so completely in the abundance of life that I no longer need to control the details. When you trust, you relax, and in that relaxation, your energy becomes receptive. Strain and force send a signal of lack, but ease sends a signal of plenty. This is why people often find that money comes when they finally stop worrying about it. They have shifted from resistance to openness. In openness, the unseen goes to work, arranging meetings, circumstances, and events in ways far beyond human reasoning. Think of it like planting a seed. Once you place it in the soil, you do not demand to know exactly how it will sprout, which root will form first, or how the leaves will unfold. You simply trust that the seed, given the right conditions, will grow. The same is true of your desires. Once you have planted them in the fertile ground of your mind, through thought and affirmation, you allow the divine process to handle the growth. Your job is to keep the soil rich with faith, not to pry it open every day to check on progress. Many block their blessings by overthinking the how. They say, I don't see any way this could happen, and in saying so, they close the door on miracles. The truth is, you are not meant to see every step ahead. If you could already see the entire path, there would be no room for faith, and without faith, there is no manifestation. Releasing the how creates space for the unexpected, the sudden, the astonishing, the very things that make abundance feel like magic. This release also protects you from disappointment. When you fixate on a single method, you may miss the blessing that comes in a completely different form. You might hope for money from a raise and overlook a gift, an inheritance, a sudden opportunity, or a payment you forgot was owed to you. By letting go of the how, you allow wealth to find the quickest, easiest route to reach you, unhindered by your limited ideas. In truth, the how is never your burden. It belongs to the infinite intelligence that governs all things. The sooner you place it entirely in that care, the sooner you free yourself to live in joyful expectation, knowing that what you desire is already on its way, moving toward you in the most perfect way possible. Gratitude in advance is one of the most powerful forces for attracting wealth, because it aligns your mind and spirit with the reality of already having received. When you give thanks before something arrives, you are declaring that it is as good as done, that the blessing is already in your possession in the unseen. This act of preemptive gratitude sends a clear, unwavering message to the universe. I am ready, I am worthy, and I accept my abundance now. It shifts your focus from lack to fulfillment, from waiting to receiving, and in doing so, speeds the manifestation of what you desire. Gratitude is not a passive feeling. It is an active energy that multiplies whatever it touches. When you thank life for wealth before it appears, you water the seed of your desire with joy, trust, and expectation. Just as a farmer trusts the seed will sprout even before the first green shoot appears, so too must you trust that your money is already on its way. Gratitude keeps you in that trusting state. It is a signal to the divine that you are prepared to steward your blessings well, that you will recognize them when they arrive, and that you will value them. When you practice gratitude in advance, you are also protecting your desire from the corrosive effects of fear and doubt. It is difficult for fear to take root in a heart that is already celebrating a victory. Gratitude fills the mind with the vision of the outcome you want, making it nearly impossible to dwell on what could go wrong. This is why daily expressions of thanks for your desired outcome can create such rapid change they keep your mental vibration high and your emotional state positive, which in turn keeps you aligned with the flow of abundance. The key is to make your gratitude specific and heartfelt. Saying thank you for the money is good, but saying thank you for the large sums of money that now flow to me quickly, easily, and in perfect ways is far more powerful. The detail paints a vivid picture in your subconscious mind, and the feeling makes it real. Speak your thanks out loud when you can, and feel the excitement as if you were holding the money in your hands at that very moment. Gratitude in advance also acts like a magnet for more. The universe responds to appreciation by sending more of what you are appreciating. If you thank life for unexpected checks, you will find more unexpected checks arriving. If you thank life for generous clients, more of them will come. The act of giving thanks tells the unseen forces of supply that you are a good receiver, and a good receiver is always rewarded with more to receive. In truth, giving thanks in advance collapses the gap between wanting and having. It places you mentally in the state of already possessing your desire, and what the mind fully accepts must eventually show itself in the physical. Gratitude in advance is the art of living in the end result, and when you live in the end result, wealth has no choice but to meet you there. Claim it as already yours, for in the realm of spirit, what you have claimed in faith is as real as what you can hold in your hand. The act of claiming is more than wishing or hoping. It is an unshakable declaration that what you desire has already been given to you, and you are now simply allowing it to appear in the visible world. When you claim something, you remove it from the realm of possibility and place it in the realm of certainty. You no longer speak of if or someday. You speak in the language of now and already. This shift in mindset is the key that unlocks the vault of abundance. To claim something as already yours, you must first see it in your mind with absolute clarity. You imagine yourself in possession of it, not as a distant dream, but as a present reality. You feel the weight of the money in your hand, hear the sound of it arriving, and experience the relief and joy that comes with it. These mental impressions are not idle fantasies, they are creative acts. The moment you accept them as truth, they begin to take form in the physical. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between something vividly imagined and something physically experienced. It acts to make both realities the same. When you claim your desire, you also speak it aloud with authority. Words such as I now receive, I have, and it is mine, carry a vibration of possession. This is why it is essential to speak in the present tense. Saying I will have keeps your blessing in the future always just out of reach. Saying I have it now pulls it into the present moment where manifestation happens. Each time you repeat this with conviction, you reinforce the belief that the wealth is already on its way, and that belief becomes a magnet drawing it toward you. Claiming is not arrogance, it is alignment with divine law. The supply of the universe is infinite, and there is no shortage of wealth. By claiming it, you are not taking from anyone else. You are opening yourself to receive from the infinite storehouse. In fact, the very act of claiming makes you a better channel for blessings because it places you in a mindset of abundance rather than lack. Once you have claimed your wealth, you must hold to that claim regardless of appearances. The outer world may not yet show your desire, but that is no reason to release it. Appearances are temporary, but spiritual law is eternal. Your task is to keep affirming, feeling, and acting as if your wealth is already yours until the visible catches up to the invisible. In truth, claiming it as already yours collapses the waiting time between thought and manifestation. You step into the reality where your desire already exists, and by living there in mind and spirit, you invite it to rush into your physical experience. The moment you truly claim your abundance, you set in motion the irresistible force that brings it directly to you under grace, in perfect ways, and often far faster than you ever imagined.